Buenos días y buenos y todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community that provides spiritual tools for living your full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the founding minister and the spiritual director here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or check our website, www.cslpv.org, under the weekly talk section. Today is Sunday, June 9th, 2024, and we are continuing with our monthly theme of holy boldness. Today, the topic is fired up. And let me tell you, I have been fired up for the last almost 2 weeks, having moved, packed, and still unpacking. It's a lot of work, but I'm still fired up for my day-to-day activities. So once again, I'd like to welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you're watching the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. We teach a philosophy here that honors all faiths, all paths, all traditions. So whatever path you are on, know that it is the right one for you. And no matter what your background is, please know that everyone is welcome here. We value each and every one of you. Here, we teach a philosophy called the science of mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, where we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote spiritual growth and personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder, was asked to provide a concise definition of this teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week we offer a service with an inspirational message. And we are meeting on Zoom at 10 a.m. And currently we are putting the in-person meetings on hold. We're looking for another location. And quite frankly, it's just too darn hot to do or go anywhere. But if you are open to coming and joining me at my home at 12 o'clock, then please let me know so that I can expect you. And now let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statement as we do each week. We have a grand purpose here, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more on all of these can be found on their own tab on our website. So if you would like to know more, go ahead and check it out. So being fired up means that we're really excited, passionate, and ready to get going. And when we're fired up with holy boldness, we know anything and everything is possible, and we're going to achieve it without fail, without question. So let's do that now. Last week, I mentioned that life invites us to live with gusto and verve. The only thing that holds us back is ourselves and possible perceptions of other obstacles. Have you ever been so fired up about something and nothing could convince you otherwise? Where did that fire come from? As you reflect on it now, can you feel that passion and fire welling back up inside of you again? our imagination and recall can bring it up, and behind, it can give us that drive again that's behind it, that comes up each and every time that we recall it. Holy boldness is the fire in the soul that propels you into action. It ignites the flame within, keeps it stoked, and confirms that anything is possible in spirit. Holy boldness is the fire in the belly that's the necessary conviction of an effective prayer. Ernest Holmes said this: "Someday we shall learn to lay our burdens on the altar of love, that they may be consumed by the fire of faith in the living spirit." So as we nurture our knowingness within, that connects us to the divine source. And then we develop a sacred relationship with spirit that is the divine knower within. This knowing leads and guides us to intuitive insights and illuminates our pathways. The more we nurture it and deeper our relationship and connection to the divine, it grows. And when we deepen our trust in this divine partnership, our insight grows and becomes more keen and heightened. As our confidence expands, and we can feel it closer than our breath. And with this sensation, and while it may be subtle and discreet, it can also be likened to being fired up, like having the fire of God lit from within. And this knower within is reliable, and we can always tap into it. We simply have to trust both ourselves and this majestic power. This divine knowingness brings us conviction that allows us to walk boldly and confidently in a sacred manner, because we know the secret of all things, our divine source and abundant supply. This knowingness is a reassuring comfort that provides the compass of direction, the light within the darkness, and the reassurance that everything is going to be all right, regardless of outer experiences and appearances. Ernest Holmes said this: "Love is the central flame of the universe, nay, the very fire itself. The essence of love, while elusive, pervades everything, fires the heart, stimulates the emotions, renews the soul, and proclaims the spirit." So let's get fired up and ready to go. There's an energy and an enthusiasm in being fired up and ready to go. Past President Obama adopted a chant by Elizabeth Childs in his 2016 campaign that explained or exclaimed, "Fired up, ready to go." And this chant could wake up a room. Obama said it in one of his speeches: "One voice can change the room. If you can change the room, you can change a city. If you can change a city, you can change a state. If you can change a state, you can change a nation. If you can change a nation, you can change the world." And if we can change the world, then we're making it a better place for everyone. And we can change it for the better and the best, for the good and the greatest good ever yet. And that's what happens when you're fired up in spirit and ready to live your best life, yet in holy boldness. And when we feel like anything is possible and we are ready to tackle whatever life brings our way, we have an attitude of zest and zeal for life. We are fired up and ready, willing, and able to do what needs to be done. Holmes said this: let me bring that slide up for you. There we go. Our prayers should be filled with conviction, warmth, color, and imagination. The creative power responds to feeling more quickly than to mental attitude. So it's important to be vulnerable and humble. When we think of being fired up, we think of being stimulated, provocative, action-oriented, active, proactive, engaged, and in motion. However, a key quality in our spiritual work, our personal development, and evolution is the act of being vulnerable, humble, and open. Many people see vulnerability as a weakness, which is generally less admirable in today's society. Yet the ability to be vulnerable opens up the space for healing, learning, and openness. The ability to be open and vulnerable is a great strength. In her book, Daring Greatly, Brene Brown describes vulnerability as an uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. It's that unstable feeling we get when we step out of our comfort zone or do something that forces us to loosen our control. Being humble allows for patience and surrender. And it allows us to release any of our arrogance or sense of superiority, and instead to be open and teachable. When we embrace being vulnerable and humble, it brings a new perspective to being fired up with holy boldness. It says there is a value in being quiet and still, to listening and learning and leaning in to hear something deeper and greater. It's the allowing of the truth to sink in quietly while lighting the flame of God gently within. So, when were you most passionate about life? And if you're unsure or you feel that your purpose has shifted, spend some time this week rediscovering your passion and rekindling your fire. Every individual has a purpose on this planet, and it's time that you fire up your own. Ernest Holmes said, "There is a divine spark at the center of your being, but you need to recognize this, believe it, and act upon your belief." So we can understand through this metaphor offered by Rick Warren in the Purpose Drive Life. He said, the power of focusing can be seen in light. Diffused light has little power or impact, but when you concentrate the energy by focusing it, like a magnifying glass, the rays of the sun can be focused to set grass or paper on fire. And when light is focused even more as a laser beam, it can even cut through steel. And there's nothing quite as potent as a focused life, one lived on purpose. The men and women who have made the greatest difference in history were the most focused. If you want your life to have impact, focus it. Stop dabbling. Stop trying to do it all. Do less. Prune away even good activities and do only that which matters the most, and never confuse activity with productivity. Ernest Holmes said this: not only must we have complete faith in spirit and its ability to know and to do, but we must have complete confidence in our approach to it. We must not be lukewarm in our conviction. We must know that we know. So, what is this fire in the belly? Being fired up brings a deep inner conviction and commitment to whatever we're fired up about. There's an inner passion and a motivation that can be likened to fire in the belly. And there's clarity and purpose that drives our actions forward towards a specific goal and vision. When we have fire in the belly and holy boldness, we are headed forward on a clear path and a clear direction, and we can't be distracted or deterred. We have strength and confidence that we'll get there no matter what. We simply know what we know, and we know that we know what we know. There is a no-nonsense attitude about the road forward. Some may say, I want some of that. How do I get the fire in my belly? Well, it's simple. We have to know who we are, whose we are, and what's available to us. We have to nourish that inner sense of passion and fire and develop that inner knowing about the divine truth. When we declare an affirmative prayer, having fire in the belly draws that deep knowing about the absolute truth in God, and that this prayer is successfully completed right now without any doubt. Martin Luther King Jr., said this: we can walk through the darkest night with the radiant conviction that all things work together for the good. So when we're fired up in life, we are ready to proceed on our path of completion. There's nothing that can stop us, deter us, or slow us down. If we hit a roadblock or an obstacle, we move through or go around it. When we're fired up with holy boldness to propel us, we're not only revved up with inspiration, motivation, and readiness, but we are also willing to step outside of our comfort zone, to try something new or different, to listen to our intuitive guidance, and to do whatever it is, despite any fear that we may still have. We are willing to be a pioneer, a path builder, and a leader, creating a new way out of a seemingly no way. We get there by embracing bravery and courage, which includes being vulnerable and humble. We listen up and listen in, remembering how our ancestors forged their own way and overcame obstacles that we too can overcome. Being fired up requires an inner conviction, fortitude, and resilience to get back up if we fall. They say, fall down twice, get up 3 times. Knowing that we grow stronger and wiser with each step. As we cultivate our consciousness of courage, conviction, and commitment, we become fired up with holy boldness as the wind beneath our wings. And I'll leave you with this quote: prayer leads one to a place of mental acceptance, but prayer without faith is ineffectual. Faith elevates the prayer to conviction and acceptance, pardon me. And that leads us to our affirmation for the week. I am fired up and ready to live life fully. So now it's time for our news and updates at our center. If you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we'll be offering a foundations course via Zoom starting Saturday, September 7th. And we'll also be having a book study on the 4 agreements in July. So connect with me or check our website for more details. And let me know if there's another specific course, a workshop, or book study that you'd be interested in taking so that we can plan dates for those as well. And if you would like a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with finding your fire, your passion within, or dealing with whatever experiences you are going through or would like to have more of, then please connect with me to arrange that. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, as membership does renew annually, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, then please contact me to receive the application form. And I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And now it's time for mindfully giving and financial support to our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. We bless the gifts that you provide today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, no matter the amount. And your contributions are circulated with our tithing to our greater organization, which reaches out globally as well as locally. And we also tithe to a local women's shelter that assists women and children here in Puerto Vallarta that have left an abusive home. And it allows them the opportunity to become grateful for the assistance to become productive and successful members of the community. So donations can be made either using PayPal or Tithely through our website, www.cslpv.org. And you'll find the donate buttons on both the landing page as well as on the page for the weekly talk videos. Alternatively, if you still like to write out a paper check, you can do so by addressing it to CSLPV number 403 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y 8N1. And now please join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. And I must say, June is commonly known as Pride Month. However, here in Puerto Vallarta, we celebrate it in May. But let's continue with our compassion, kindness, and consideration. May peace and love be with you. Namaste.